And it's time for the business news with Nicholas Poynton. Nicholas, the manufacturing sector, it continues to shed jobs, you say. What new info do we have?
Yeah, this is according to BNZ's Performance of Manufacturing Index, or the PMI. And like a lot of the indicators we pay attention to, a lot of them are forward-looking. This one's backwards-looking, and it gives us a pretty accurate picture of what happened in the month of August. And it shows that activity in the month did take a bit of a hit due to those latest restrictions. However, with this index, any reading above 50, that indicates growth. Anything below signals contraction. Well, even though manufacturing activity did take a bit of a hit, it's still in growth territory. It's at 50.7. However, the real concerning figure is the employment sub-index. It gained 2 points to 49, but it's still below 50, and it's been that way for the past 6 months in a row. And it points to job losses. And this has been a real constant pattern with this index because we've had these really big wild swings across all of these indicators. But amid all of that, it is the employment indicator that has continued to be under 50. And BNZ senior economist says the likelihood of more lockdowns is really adding to this concern amongst employers about really taking on more people. So I guess what BNZ is really saying is that firms, it's a thing we hear about from companies all the time, they need certainty and confidence before they even begin to think about taking on new staff. Well, at the time, certainty and confidence, it's something that's really hard to come by. And interestingly, at the moment, we got these numbers from BNZ. They also put out their latest numbers for job listings. This is a figure they use to measure about, how many jobs are there available in the market. That's down by 3% over the month of August, which may not sound like too much, but it's still down by about 32.5% on the same month a year ago. So there's no real easy way to spin this. The employment sector is just really, really tough at the moment, and all the numbers we're getting at the moment indicate that the labour market is going to continue to look like this for quite some time.
Okay, well, let's change gears here to another kind of commodity. Red gold, it seems. Tomatoes are going up and up in terms of price. What's going on here, Nicholas?
I know, talk about news you can use. So the price of tomatoes rose about 38% over the month of August, taking them to $13.65 a kilo. And before everyone gets in and starts texting and telling me that, August is the month when tomato prices usually peak. However, what we've seen is over the past few years is that peak has begun to soften year on year. So what's really driving up this recent price spike is actually that there's been a bit of a tomato shortage. Stats NZ says that due to the uncertainty of COVID-19, many growers have delayed or have reduced planting tomato crops. The industry is also not helped out by the fact that we've heard plenty of reports about how fruit and seasonal producers of things like fruit and vegetables, how they've been facing these looming concerns around staff shortages going into the future. So throw that into the mix, as well as the fact that there have been significant rises in the price of both the emissions trading scheme and natural gases. And this has added extra pressures on winter tomato growers as the cost for heating greenhouses has actually gone up. Glasshouses, that is, sorry. So for the month of August, fruit and vegetables on the whole were up by about 3%, but it's not just tomatoes that we saw these big gains in their value. The humble potato, which actually is in season, that's up 37%. Courgettes, they're out of season, so their price increase of 183%.
Yeah, they're a shocker at the moment. Yeah,
unbelievable. But lettuce, it's always in season. That's up 24%. And same with the cucumber. That's increased by nearly 40%. But not all fruit and vegetables did increase over the month. We saw the price of nectarines, onions, pineapples and olives actually decrease in price. So if you're like me, and when you are buying your vegetables, you're only interested in what's in season, what's cheap, looking for those bargains, I guess we've got the baseline ingredients there for quite an interesting looking salad. But with the higher fruits and vegetables, they were partially offset by lower prices for chicken, instant coffee, if that's what you're into, and also honey was down by 23%.
Okay, well, what are the numbers from the market today?
So it's been a roller coaster of a week. The NZX Top 50 is now down half a percent, about 0.45, or by about 64 points to 11,748. Our dollar is at 66.6 US cents, 91.6 Australian, and 51.9 British pence. And gold is down $14 to 1,939 US dollars an ounce. And just one thing on that, I've had a bit of criticism. People say they don't like hearing gold in US dollar terms. So that's about 2,910 New Zealand dollars.
Thanks, Nicholas. Next week we'll bring in the tomato index instead.